everyone. This is Tommy McCagg. I'm the Senior Vice President Realtor here at Dewey Blanton. I wanted to take a couple of minutes. Actually, it's probably going to be a little longer, like 5 or 6 minutes, and talk to you about the contract. I know the contract can be a little intimidating. One of the things that you need to keep in mind is this is a legally binding contract, so you need to understand what you're signing. This is a promulgated form, which basically means we can't change anything on the form. It is from the state of Texas. Even if you're a lawyer, we still can't change the things that are actually written on the form. However, there are some negotiated items that is what I want to talk to you about. We're actually going to put a link at the bottom of this email, and you'll be able to download it and kind of follow along with what I'm talking about, because I am going to go over quite a few things. And again, it is going to be a little intensive, but that's okay. We can get through this because that's what we're here to do. So on the first page, one of the things is obviously the sales price. Depending upon what's going on in your market, the sales price may not be as negotiable as you want it to be. But that's something that you can talk to your realtor about, which in all honesty, hopefully is me. We can go into much detail on that when we're looking at a specific house. The on number 5, which is on the first page too, is the earnest money. The earnest money is typically 1% of whatever your sales price is. Again, that is a negotiated item, so that's something that you would talk to your realtor about. Right below that is also the title company. You know what? Honestly, most title companies are great. We all, as agents, have our favorite title companies out here that provide excellent customer service to us. But that is a negotiated item, and that's something that you need to talk to your realtor about the title company. The next thing is number 6, which is the title policy. The title policy is normally a negotiated item, and normally the seller pays for that. Again, it depends on what's going on in the market, so that's something that you would need to really talk to your agent about. It's normally 1% of whatever you're financing, and so again, sellers typically pay for that, but sometimes depending upon the market, maybe not. On page 2 is the survey. That's number C. If for some reason the survey that the sellers presently have is not accepted by the title company or the lender for whatever reason, sellers typically pay for that. However, that is a negotiated item. That can cost anywhere from $400 to $600, kind of dependent upon how big the property is and in what market you're in. But again, that's a negotiated item. Typically, the sellers pay for that. E is talking about the HOA. The HOA is an addendum that we're going to talk about at the very last. We're going to skip over to page 4. Page 4 on H is the home warranty company. Typically, again, it depends on your market, and I know I keep saying that, but it really depends on your market as to what's going on, as to what's accepted. But typically, the seller will pay maybe around $400 to $500 towards a home warranty for you. But that is a negotiated item, so depending upon, again, what's happening in the market, and we want to get your offer accepted. If you're the buyer, that may be something that you forego or you ask for a smaller amount. And then over on page 5 is, of course, the closing date. The closing date typically is anywhere between 30 and 45 days. And you're thinking, well, why 30 to 45 days? That's something that we really need to talk to the lender about and find out, well, what's going on? Can they get it done in 30 days? Is it closer to 45? Every lender is different. Every market's different. So it's something that, you as the buyer, myself as the agent, and the lender will really need to talk about. Possession is number 10. Typically, you take possession upon closing and funding. Sometimes the seller wants a couple of 2 to 3 day lease back in order for them to move out after they've closed. That's not uncommon for that to happen. Typically, we know about that ahead of time before we write the contract, but sometimes we don't. Again, that's another negotiated item. And then on number 12 is any seller concessions that the sellers are going to give us. Again, depending upon the market, that may be something that you don't ask for. It may be something that you do ask for. It just kind of depends on what's going on in the market. The Then we're going to pop over here to page 8. Page 8 is about the option period. The option period is when you are doing your due diligence on this property. It can range anywhere from, and again, it's negotiated. So it could be anywhere, I've seen it 5 days to 10 days. It just kind of depends on what's going on. That's when you're doing your due diligence. So you're getting the inspection done, any foundation looked at, roof looked at, anything where you feel good about going through and purchasing this home. We normally give like a token anywhere from $100 up to $300, again, depending upon what's going on in the market. That option period also is very time sensitive. So that's one of those things is that as an agent, I'm going to be on you going, okay, we've got to get this done. We've got to get this done because it is a 10-day, if it happens to be a 10-day period or 7-day period, whichever period we can negotiate, that includes the weekends and holidays. So that was time is definitely of the essence on that one. Okay, that pretty much is the contract. Then we're going to pop over to the very last page that we've attached, and that's about the HOA. There are fees associated with the HOA, transferring the HOA. In that, I've seen that range, honestly, anywhere between $200 to $500. The buyers typically will pay anywhere between $50 and $100, and then the seller pays the rest. However, that is a negotiated item also. And I know I keep saying that, but it is a negotiated item. It really depends on what's going on. That's what your agent can help you with. And that pretty much is it. Do you think I talked about enough? Gosh, I was trying to keep it at 5 minutes, and you know what? There's just too much to go over. Please watch all of this video. Let me know what you think about these videos. Download the attachment at the bottom so you can follow through and really understand what we're going through. Again, your Dewey Blanton agents are here to help you go through this real estate buying experience. So I hope you're having a great day, and I look forward to speaking with you. Thanks. Bye-bye.